robust urban garlic flavor.
All right, everybody in the Detractor universe, we are absolutely back, as post-Christmas is not as fanciful as DSP expected it to be, because 2 nights in a row he has wage quit a game 1 hour in, and Claire Obscure has nobody talking in the chat because it's being supported by 2 whales. Congratulations, Phil, you are massively successful. Now, you may be saying, why is he quitting the gameplay exactly 1 hour into these streams? Well, he thinks that there is a whale out there giving him money from Europe at like whatever in the morning, instead of, you know, sleeping or getting ready for work. And what I think it is probably somebody using a VPN that's in the US time zones and whaling out on Phil, so it doesn't look like there's just one whale. So he tried it with routine. He had $30 in 1 hour of gameplay, and they ended the night with like 200. Now with Megabonk, for 1 hour of gameplay and his chill hangout in the build up to the gameplay, he got $17. And then he got an extra 18, but it was still too late to save Megabonk, so he just did chill with Phil. So let's look into it.
Robust content. That's right. It is robust.
They wanted to see other sides of me. I want to see Phil begging for money all the time.
I blocked, okay, 89 attacks with Aegis. I still got a lot more. Oh. All right. Well, it is what it is. It just seems I've gotten to the point in the game now where, like, the only way I'm ever going to get better is to, like, grind away. And there's going to be nights like tonight, like, I'm really not doing that much, right? And there's not that much that can really be done. I just have to keep playing. Like, if I keep playing with Calcium tonight, I'll definitely hit that challenge, right? Outside of that, like, just keep grinding away and hopefully I get the Aegis challenge or whatever, then I get my 4th tome. But I feel like at this point, we have played the game enough where we see what it's going to be. Moving forward, rather than it just be kind of like exploration fun, it's going to be grind. A lot of grind, right?
Here he goes again. He's complaining that his fans aren't giving him a ton of money while using every other reason besides that. It's okay to just switch games if your fans aren't giving you money for it, but Phil has to do these 10-minute business meetings each time, and he's like, okay guys, we gotta quit this game. Phil, nobody cares, just move on to the next game and get over it. You've built an audience where the people there are only there to give you money, so if they're not giving you money, it's time to move to the next game. It's not like you have 2,000 people concurrently watching you.
If people are okay with that, you know, I continue with the game, but the question is, have we hit the wall now?
Stolen credit card.
Have we hit the point where now the game's not going to be nearly as entertaining anymore because we've kind of seen everything that the game has to offer? We've seen all 3 stages. We've seen the basic play styles. There are going to be some new weapons and characters, but they don't always get unlocked all the time.
Now, he could just say, I'm bored, I'm not feeling it tonight, I just want to do something else, but he won't. He has to get, like, permission from his whales to stop playing a game. It's so odd. And you know, the reality of it is, he's very mad that he's not getting money, but he can't rage, so he has to do this stupid spiel. And this is what gets him in trouble. If he didn't do these stupid business meetings, nobody would care. If he's saying, yeah, I'm bored right now, I'm just going to play another game, and just keep it at that 1 sentence, there's nothing to clip. I can't make a video out of 1 sentence of Phil. But here he is, giving another buffet to everybody because he's an idiot. And if a LARPer happened to go into his chat and demand why he quit Megabonk and said he wants to see more of it, Phil could just say, yeah, I'm just done with it right now. You shut up a lot of the trolling with very short responses. But he's incapable of doing that. He has to make a 1 sentence explanation into a 100-page book.
Right? I don't know. Thank you, Luca Boss, for $5 just for the Brocade Watchers. Thank you, Luca Boss. That's actually our biggest super chat of the night.
Yeah, you're not making a lot of money. We can all see it because you have your leaderboard up there with the King's Tax, which is not a goal, but it's so totally a goal. He is very salty. I'm playing a game for you guys, and you only give me $17 in 1 hour, which is really like $1.15 to $1.50 because I have my Chill with Phil pre-stream segment that nobody sees after the fact. I could be working a minimum wage job in Washington State and get more money than this. Why am I even streaming? And then he's going to turn it on them and guilt them into giving him money. But it didn't really work this night because it ended at like $66. And you know, he's cheesed when his fans only give him $33 an hour. He wants 50 at least. And if it's a night stream, 75.
Is there a reason why I smack my lips when I drink water? Yes, to annoy you specifically. That's why I do it.
And Mr. Butt Face just gifted 5 memberships to the community, which is another 15 bucks to support. So thank you for that. Okay. So I am trying to listen to the advice. I'm going to be honest. I feel like at this point, the game has gotten tough.
So this is not a wage quit, Phil. This is a tough quit. Yes, we know it's tough for you now because you're not getting money. Tough luck, Phil. Go to the beach and pound some sand.
Like, for me to advance, I need to really grind a bit and dedicate time to learning the game and playing better.
For those of you who don't know, grinding is really boring and you should avoid it as much as possible if you are a gaming streamer. If you need to do so, you should probably be doing it off stream, like Wings is apparently doing right now. Yes, for some reason he's telling people he's not playing video games off stream, but then he is, maybe because he doesn't want to be trolled off stream. But this is actually a legitimate reason for not continuing a playthrough. But you know, with Phil, if the money was pouring in, he would be grinding as much as possible. And you know, the main criticism here is not that he's wage quitting a game, but how he wage quits it. He could just say, yeah, I'm not feeling it tonight. Or he could just play the game until the end of the stream and then quietly retire it. But he has to make a big deal out of everything because it's always a spectacle to him. It's always about the drama of him paying his bills.
So the whole feeling of like it being a casual game that we play a couple times and we can have fun with, it's changed now.
Yeah, it's no longer fun for Phil because he's not getting enough money playing it.
But I think that's the natural progression of a game like this. Like, this game is meant to be casual fun for some. They'll play it a few times and then they're done with it. Me, I actually played it now for almost a month. I've been playing it like 2 times a week for a month.
Yeah, but if you do it on a night stream, that's only 4 hours a week. A lot of people would consider that casual rates.
And I like it, but at this point, the question is, do people want this to continue? Or is this, we've seen enough, we know what the game is. If you want to keep going with the game, good on you. You get addicted to it, but maybe we've exhausted the level of I don't know, fun that someone like me could technically get out of a game like it. I don't know.
Yeah, he's trying to tease out if he can squeeze more money out of this game without explicitly saying so. And here's the thing, when he's basically saying, oh, I want to stop playing this game, what if somebody comes in and gives a $100 super chat and says that he wants Phil to continue playing Megabonk for the stream? Well, Phil is gonna look like a total idiot then. Whereas if he just said it in less than like 3 sentences, yeah, I'm just not feeling tonight, and somebody comes in and says, oh, I want to give you money to keep playing it, he looks better. And you know, when he goes on these stupid, oh, I'm not playing this game anymore spiels, it's just reinforcing to his audience that they're not going to pay him for it. So it's like, why even bother doing this in the first place? Unless he really doesn't want to play the game. Because we all know when the money doesn't come in, Phil don't want to play a game.
What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your feedback, but let's at least end the video. We'll see what happens. But looks like the next thing to do, I would have to keep playing with Calcium and or try to get the Aegis challenge or something else like that, because I need 2 more. You know what I'm saying? All right, thanks for watching Megabonk.
Yeah, Phil asking for feedback is the dumbest thing ever, because if you give him criticism, he will try to ban you or he will insult you and scold you. So it's like they're just going to be yes men nodding their heads and say, yes, Master Phil, that's exactly what we want.
All right. Yes, it is time to split the part regardless, everybody. But here's the question. What do you guys think? Are you liking it enough that you want more? Or do you really feel like at this point, we've kind of hit the wall?
I don't care, Phil. The only thing I want is to not see you pick your nose on screen.
Gameplay wise for me, I feel like we've hit the wall. Like, I feel like if I keep playing it, now I have to treat it more seriously. It can't be as casual or fun as it was at first. It's not even that chaotic anymore. It's more like, okay, now I have to completely start following the meta and going, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Wow, this man lacks confidence to go in any direction because he has no idea what works because he's terrible at everything, so he's just putting out feelers. Hey, only iced coffee, what are you gonna pay me for? It's very wishy-washy and people get tired of it over time. Like, it's hand-holding the streamer.
To me, like, I'm thinking maybe that's it. But that, I mean, you guys let me know. But yeah, tonight we only had around 200 viewers. Now we're at 400 because someone's view botting because it's an hour in and I don't have a lot of support. So now they're like, haha, let's view bot to make it look like people are here when they're not.
Hey Phil, pre-Asmongold bump, 200 viewers on a night stream was really good.
Some of the people who actually originally were here for this actually aren't even here anymore. I've noticed that too.
Yeah, the people that have been paying me to play this game are no longer watching me because they find me very boring. Like, this was one of the games along with Arc Raiders the Asmongold tourists convinced him to play, and now they're all gone because they found out, hey, Phil is not chilling positive, he's just boring and stupid, and often very negative. So like, the past 3 to 4 weeks, the whales have been propping things up to look like the Asmongold bump was still there, but we all know it's really Ironhead Sakai and Only Iced Coffee holding the fort, which is what they were doing before the Asmongold interview. For whatever reason, they're not paying right now, or they're just being very selective because he quit Solitude, he quit Megabonk, he quit COD, he put Arc Raiders on hiatus, which is returning this week, probably not for long, and Claire Obscure had 1 active participant in his chat. Yeah, totally successful right here, not being propped up by 2 weirdos.
So I don't know. You get a vibe every once in a while that, you know, this game is outstayed its welcome. This was supposed to be like a casual, fun game just to try it out. I get it. I like it. But I don't know if this is a game I want to invest tons more time in, right?
Yeah, let me translate that for you. The vibe is he's not getting money for it. So because of that, he's assuming his fans aren't interested in the game, which probably is the case because if you don't contribute, you're essentially banned. His contributions are pretty much mandatory. Unless you're Jade, you can just get away with doing a $25 a month membership and then DSP's happy for some reason.
Am I really going to become a Megabonk master and try to unlock every character and beat the whole game? Probably not. You know? And to be honest, there's people who have been asking recently for new games, so now maybe...
Yeah, this is what he says all the time. People have been asking for new games. Yeah, there's a never-ending supply of game. You only mention this when you are wage quitting a game. You are not mentioning it when a game is going well. I wonder why. People are always going to ask you to play other things because people will just get bored and they want more variety. That just is what it is. But you only make a big fuss about it when the games aren't performing well financially. If everything was hitting 2 goals each stream, you would not be moving anything out of the rotation for just some freshness.
It's time to move on from this and find something else. And I'd be okay with that. But, you know, what do you guys think? Because if not, we'll just hang out for an hour for tonight, and then instead of doing Megabonk again this week, we'll figure out something new.
Is there a reason why I smack my lips when I drink water? Yes, to annoy you specifically. That's why I do it.
Kane says, I'm listening in and jogging at the moment. That's why I'm absent. Ryan says, not worth the stress. Fed Rogers says, we've seen everything the game has to offer. Crazy Todd wants me to keep going, so I'm getting better at it. King Michael says, nah, let's do new games, you know, this week.
Yeah, guess what? He's bringing back Arc Raiders, even though he's pretending that he could never hold the Asmongold bump. Why are you still playing Arc Raiders then? Are you holding out hope that the tourists will come back?
Odoink says, yeah, probably something new.
Yeah, I just want to bring it up here because just through looking at this video, I can hear things that, you know, would normally be suppressed by a compressor, but I guess Phil hasn't figured out his mic yet. Like, it's a $300 mic with a mute button, and yet we still hear these sounds. With all that sound paneling in there and stuff like that, that should get rid of a lot of that.
Sweet Kentucky Waterfall says, you like variety. I don't think mastering this game really fits your style. No, you're right. Like, when we first played it on a whim, because people suggested it, I was like, all right. Then it kind of got addictive. Now, I'll be honest, it seems like it's just becoming grindy. There's a difference between when you were initially unlocking a whole bunch of new stuff and getting into it, and now it just feels like, do we really want to only do like 1 or 2 unlocks a week when I play it, and it's just grind? I don't know.
The only reason Phil says he likes variety is because he streams 12 times a week. He would get sick of playing the same game over and over because he streams way too much. If he was getting $1,000 per stream just playing 1 game each week 12 times, he would be doing it. Even if he was bored out of his mind, he wouldn't care because he was getting money. Like, when you go on tangents like these for a long time, it's not feedback, it just becomes nonsense.
I feel like maybe we've done enough.
That's like the 5th lip smack I've heard in the 7 minutes or whatever of this footage.
Excuse me.
Oh, and now we got a robust throw clear too.
Oh, really?
Oh, my 220, another lip smack.
DM says, once you played one of these games, you played them all. I have like 200 hours of Vampire Survivors, so I have no actual desire to play another of the same style. And you're saying this is basically like Vampire Survivors, right? Gotcha. Okay. I agree too. Fed Rogers says, it seems like it's really hard to engage with the audience when you're playing this. You're 100% correct.
Yeah, but here's the thing, 99% of the engagement he does is talking to Jade, which doesn't make him any more money, except if it's a Pokemon stream to pity guilt, or he's begging for money. He has no clue how to build an audience positively, as he calls it. That's why all the Asmongold tourists left, because they're like, this guy's boring. He goes on stupid rants that I don't want to hear about, and when he's not getting enough money, he whines and complains. Nobody wants to be watching that because they don't find it entertaining unless they're laughing at you.
I have to keep paying attention, moving. You know, whenever I get an upgrade, I can ask, is this a good upgrade? But now that I kind of know what's good, I don't even need to consult the audience anymore. So you're right, I'm really not interacting with you guys much anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one game where I don't need you to handhold me, so I'm just gonna ignore you every other time and just stare at the chat and not respond to any of your comments because I only care if you give me money. You need to get a $sign attached to that chat if you want me to respond, unless you're Jade.
All right, well, I think Megabonk was good overall. I mean, I enjoyed playing it, and what I want to let you guys know is if you know of more games that pop up like this that become popular, I'm not saying this genre, I'm saying in general, indie games like this that kind of come out of nowhere and then all of a sudden they're out and people are playing them, I want to know about them. Like, I would definitely like to play more of this style of indie game, but I think we've kind of gone far enough with this one. Okay? Okay.
It's when a crab gets too fat and, outgrows his shell.
Yes, hello there, fellow kids. Please recommend all the popular games to me because I want those Asmongold tourists and their big bucks back. I think we could get them back if we play the popular games that all the kiddies want to see. Good luck with that, Phil. You had your opportunity and you completely squandered it. I hope that extra 5,000 bucks you got that week was worth it.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's just chill then. Let's set up for Chill with Phil for an hour. We'll hang out and just see what you guys want to talk about. I'm down for that. I'm always down for chill with Phil, just to hang out. Okay, let me set everything up here.
Yeah, he is always down for that random whale showing up and giving him money because the gameplay wasn't working.
Okay, let me just change all the stats and we'll hang out for an hour. Okay, everybody? I'm down to just hang out for an hour and have fun, then play that and grind away and everyone's bored, you know? And again, that's not me naysaying the game at all. The game's good. I like Megabonk, but we've kind of hit the logical stopping point for me, for someone who's not going to get hardcore into it or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so Phil will do anything in his power to convince his fans that he isn't wage quitting this game when he totally is. He's like, oh, I'm always down to do Q&A. No, you're always down for it when you think you're going to get more money doing it than just playing the game. The logical stopping point for him is when the financial support dries up, and that's the same for most other streamers. The only other thing would be viewership. If the viewership was dropping, if the stream chat was going down, but Phil already has those down regardless, so the one thing that is the determinator is the money, which is not a big deal at all. He's basing all of his income on live streaming, even though any other person wouldn't do that, but Phil has this very weird situation where he's being supported by these bizarre individuals who probably have a ton of money and they're just throwing money at Phil as a joke. So Phil has stumbled his way butt backward into success. And it's not based on the merits of him being an entertaining streamer, it's about him being an e-beggar. So when he has a game where his attention has to be on the game and he can't e-beg, that's a problem for him because his fans only respond to the e-begging. That's the business model you have built for yourself, Phil, and while you may want to get away from it, you can't because you've conditioned your audience to really only support you when you're begging for money. Yeah, so go cry yourself to sleep when you're making a ton of money for pretty much doing nothing.
I should make more thumbnails because I just have the generic Chill with Phil thumbnail and I'm tired of it. So I really should make more now. Like maybe make a few of them when I get a chance. Because I don't want them all being exactly the same, and they are at this point.
Yeah, Phil is absolutely tired of that thumbnail because it's a goofy picture of him where you can see his robust moves prominently. And of course, he replaces it with another thumbnail which is infinitely worse, too much text, and a video length where nobody's gonna watch it, and if it's dated, yeah, forget about it.
All right, real quick, let me tweet out that we changed. I gotta pee quick, and then we'll hang out for about an hour, okay? Let's get some music on.
Yeah, when the music is on, you know it's absolute garbage. So what have we learned today? Well, the Asmongold tourists wanted Phil to play this game, but they are now gone, so Phil needs to fall back on his whales who may not be interested in seeing him play this game. Ergo, we have had 2 wage quits this week and threatening to quit Claire Obscure because nobody's interested in it at all. Yeah, the Asmongold tourists were like, yeah, we want to watch you play Claire Obscure, not realizing that Phil is boring at RPGs and RPGs are just boring to watch in general. Yeah, this is why Phil is such a successful businessman who can play any single game he wants. Yeah, this is why you probably shouldn't rely on 5 people to pay all your bills, Phil, because when you spread out the support, you spread out the risk. And you really wanted to be popular too with the Asmongold fans, but you weren't willing to meet them halfway and change the way you run things. You just think because you have whales that give you money that your content is absolutely popular and everybody must love it, but the reality is you've been tricked by LARPers into thinking that the clip channels steal all your views. Phil, if the clip channels didn't exist, you wouldn't be getting half the views you do right now because nobody wants to see the raw stuff. You should take the money that you make and pay somebody to edit. If you were paying some guy like $20 an hour to make your game clips digestible, you would be making that money back, Phil, and increased viewership. And that would also bring more viewers to your streams. But the problem with that is that you're just not entertaining. So the only things people want to see from you are rage and things like that. And then there's the problem of nobody really wanting to clip for you because it would just be really boring. So you have to pay more than anybody else does to do it. And you don't have the budget to do that because you're wasting it on Champions polls. And let's be real, if you put out feelers for somebody to edit for you, the only people who would reply would be LARPers and detractors, which you want no part of. If you did these things 12, 14 years ago and you were responsible with your money, you wouldn't be in the situation you are in where you have to beg constantly because all the money you have that you get on your live streams, you immediately spend it on superfluous nonsense. You should be saving the money that you get that you have after you cover your necessities, but you never do that. You're like, oh, I want Jin and WWE champions. Well, let's see what that does. It makes you into a perpetual loop where you have to beg. So now while you're complaining about Claire Obscure being supported by whales and whales controlling your content, that's what happens when you don't manage your money well and don't manage your audience well. You don't respect your audience and people saw through it eventually. So while one day you had 2,000 viewers concurrently on Twitch, you are down to like 200 on YouTube now. That's a you problem. That's not, oh, people just don't know good content. That's you not putting out good content. You have no idea how to edit. You have no idea how to entertain. All you know how to do is to e-beg. That's why you are the laughing stock of the internet. Congratulations, Phil. This is Robust turning off the station. I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out and have a wonderful day.